Hi, this is Mehta reporting from New York for ACR 2020. The abstract number that I want to talk about is 0440. And what we want to talk about is the representation of women as authors in the rheumatology research articles. So, as you know, globally, there's increased representation of women over the past few decades as physicians. In rheumatology, about 41% uh, of rheumatologists in the US are women. The ACR estimates that by 2030, about 57% of US rheumatology workforce would be women. As we all know, in academic medicine, journal article authorship is central to career advancement and promotion. And thus, it's important to look into the gender bias in authorship of scientific articles. This gender bias is well known over the years across multiple scientific disciplines. And this study aimed to look into what are the disparities or what are the gaps in, in this particular research field. So, all original articles published over a 5 year period between January 2015 and 2019 were included in the analysis, and all rheumatology articles with an impact factor of greater than 3 and all general medical journals with an impact factor greater than 15 but publishing rheumatic diseases were included in this study. And the gender of the first author and the last author were determined. They scanned about 7,000 articles from rheumatology journals and about 100 articles from general medicine journals, again with an impact factor which is pretty high, greater than 15. What they found is that 51.5% articles with women had with first authors, but only 35% of women were senior authors in these studies. So there was definitely a gap in senior authorship. And when they looked into categories of which diseases do has senior authorships with women, mostly they were pain syndromes or pediatric rheumatology, whereas most articles with rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, systemic sclerosis, or vasculitis had more male senior authors. Also, articles which were industry funded or investigator initiated but industry funded had much more representation from men as compared to women. Um, and one of the key points that they make is that that women were much likely to be first authors, but not as much as senior authors in randomized control trials. And as you know, randomized control trials have the highest impact in rheumatology and even medicine. So, underrepresentation of women was particularly apparent in articles reported in randomized control trials, especially those funded by industry. Again, the findings may represent just low number of women in academia as compared to men, which is reflected in other studies. But it also highlights the importance of institutional and industry leaders to take steps to ensure women are in leadership positions and also are adequately represented in academia. Thank you so much for listening to the video. Follow me on Twitter at Bella_Mehta for more of these.